Selamlar. Sesim geliyor mu?
Geliyor hocam.
Bu ders size bizim ekibin bir dizayn dokümanını da göstermek istiyorum da. Gerçek profesyonellerin diyeyim. İşi oyun tasarlamak olan. Başka
Hocam demin önerdiğiniz insanların profillerine baktık da çok ilgi çekici konular üzerine çalışmışlar hep. Tam bizim istediğimiz gibi yani.
Ben hatta şey derdim. İyi oyuncu ya da daha doğrusu iyi oyun tasarımcısı birçok alandan bilgi toplamış olmalı ya da topluyor olmalı. Yani bunu şey gibi düşünebilirsin aslında, bir film yönetmeni ya da bir dizi yönetmeni ne tarz bilgilere sahip olması gerekiyorsa aslında bir game designer için de çok farklı değil. Hatta yönetmenin üzerine bazı şeyler bilmesi de gerekiyor. Yani tamam, müzikten, ışıktan, karakter gelişiminden, hikaye yazmadan anlayacak ama bunlar yetmiyor. Ee, Aynı zamanda bunun haricinde monetization bilmesi gerekiyor. Biraz sosyoloji bilmesi gerekiyor ki insanları bağlayabilsin. Aynı zamanda biraz public relations bilmesi gerekiyor ki insanların ne istediğini insanlarla daha söylemeden anlayabilsin. Gibi gibi gibi. Yani bunları topladığın zaman aslında bir game designer e, hani hem Jack of all trades olacak hem de Master of Game Design olacak. Yani Master of None olması da yetmiyor. E, O yüzden bence zor bir iş. Ben insanlarla konuştuğumda, game design ile uğraşan insanlarla konuştuğumda bu yönlerinin ne kadar yüksek olduğuna göre onları aslında bir nevi kafamda değerlendiriyorum. Genelde çok yönlü kişiler oluyor bu arada. Hani genelde o kısmı sağlıyorlar. Fakat hiç böyle şey diyemiyorum ya, bu adam bir oyun tutacak diyorsa o oyun tutacak da diyemiyorum. O kadar da güvenemiyorum yani. Bence iyi game design yazmak o açıdan epey zor. Tamam. Now let me just log in my account. Oops. Okay. You are able to see. No, you are not, right? I'm sharing my screen right now. And if Işık wants to join, just tell me. So I admit him. Okay. So before we go further, I have two good design documents criteria. So I will need to talk about that. But before that, I want to ask you, what as a developer or as a manager, what do you expect from a design document? Go ahead, just as a developer, from a developer's perspective, what should be in the design document?
A good summary of game.
Okay. What else? Imagine that you sat in front of the computer and you are trying to create something new, okay? But you don't know. Like, imagine that your designer wanted you to create an inventory system, okay? This was the case for me last month. I designed basically inventory system. We can also call it a deck building system. and the goal was to allow the player to see their cards and choose a deck of 6 cards that they will be able to play with. So let's just say that your game designer asked you to create something like that, and after that, let's say that they asked you to say a time, like they asked you how much it's going, how much time it will take you create that. How can you answer that? Are you able to answer how much time it will take to create a inventory system?
No, I think.
Even even if you, let's say that you have built an inventory system previously, okay? Do you have an idea in that case? Is it enough?
I don't think so. Every game is a unique in their way.
Exactly. So each uh, inventory system is different in some way. And without knowing the specifications of these design documents, you won't be able to basically plan out. And the second part of this lecture is basically the plan phase, production planning. But if your like design document is a necessity for that, basically, uh, because the needed features are basically guiding the developer to come up with a time estimate, time estimation. And after that, the CEO or product manager can look at these time estimations and compare them with their budget. And maybe they will decide to, I don't know, ask for a different solution for an inventory system, or maybe they can remove the inventory system altogether if this is not a must for the game, and if it's really high on budget. It needs, I mean, let's say that it's a new feature that no one knows how to do, such as perhaps the multiplayer system, etc. Then teams can remove this feature and go with a single player system instead. So details and specifications are needed for the developer, basically. Okay. Uh, but the exact details of the page will actually be in the low-level design documents, which is the next month's topic, not this month's. So the exact details for a developer to code is not on the high-level design document, but it's on the low-level design document. So why then it is important for product management, basically? Or sorry, what should be in the design documents if we look from the perspective of product management? As we have already discussed, product management basically plans out the producement time. So with what can we help out with that? Ishik wants to be entered. Okay. Yeah. I say I mean, they need a timeline that they can work with. If we need to help out product managers or CEOs, we need to give a time chart This was, do you know what a Gantt chart is? Okay. In most design documents, a Gantt chart or something similar is needed to give an idea of the overall plan. I mean, this plan itself can change, of course, but still, if you are planning that your game development phase will take around 2 years, then then everyone in your company, or basically every shareholder of the game, should know this, and then they can plan their budgets, their marketing strategy accordingly. If they lack the resources, they can decide to either quit this development process, or they can also decide to employ more people to work on this game idea. Okay, so let's jump to this. This is a Gamma Sutra article. That's I mean, I could butcher this to create a slideshow, but I didn't have much time actually. So instead, I'm going to present it from here. But this is also an introduction for you to gammasutra.com. It's a great website for, as you can see, programming, arts, and design, and production also. These are, I mean, this website is the how can I say, tom of knowledge. You can't go wrong with this site. Of course, some points in these articles are discussable, but generally they are written by industry experts. So it's a great way to start knowing, learning about game industry. Okay, so first of all, what is our challenge? I mean, why do we need? We are coming back to the same point, but
Is this about risks and challenges?
Actually, this is not about risks and challenges. We have discussed in our previous lecture, right, about risks. I'm not sure if I have talked about this before. I mean, I couldn't understand your question, so I couldn't answer it truly. You wrote something, but I didn't get it. That's not what that word means. Işık, can you hear me? Okay. Okay. Do you have a question right now? Oh, okay. Yeah, like we have talked in our previous lecture about the Kickstarter, but in Kickstarter, challenges generally mean stuff that can take you from the development process. That could, challenges mean threats. Basically, threat is a better word. In Kickstarter campaigns, you are laying out the threats. You can talk about the pandemic situation. You can talk about the, I don't know, your disability to find a good sound artist, maybe, like threats like that. And this is something else in a Kickstarter. But here, as a challenge, we are talking more about the reasons we need documentation, basically. So prototyping parts is a good idea, but the end goal will be something more detailed. So you will need to basically wrote down your imagination onto documentation, so everyone will be on the same page. As I showed you in our previous lecture, I wrote some concept paper. This is basically here, like this concept paper is a summary of the documents, you could say. So it has target audience, description of your game, I mean your game pitch basically, your most important and compelling features, and some market information, cost, and time to develop. Since I have an executive summary before my high-level design documentation, I did not have all those points. But if you are not writing a, executive summary in your life, like in your design documents, if you are not adding an executive summary, then you should definitely put them there. And the purpose of this point is defining the concepts and scope, how big your project will be, and its worth, your project's worth, financial worth, and play value of your project, and how feasible it is. Feasibility basically means that the ableness this solution can solve the existing problem. So in this context, it means if a game is feasible, then we are able to finish the development of the product, and this product will be able to make us money, enough money, let's say. And this concept paper is going to sell your idea to the clients and publisher, employer, or venture capitalist. So actually this concept paper is resembling me an executive summary more than the first page of the design document. Okay, this naming is also possible, but we will name this part of our documents as executive summary. So don't be confused by this definition. And yeah, what else? The design document itself will be the description of the body and soul of the entire project, with all the details and the method by which each element will be implemented. I mean, I would argue with that. The methods of each implementation doesn't have to be here. You can write low-level design documents for that. We are talking about high-level game design documents in this lecture. And the aim for this part is ensuring what is produced is known by everyone, and yeah, production documents is also here. These naming is not something that I like, because I would say production documents are also a part of the game design documents. So don't be confused by the names, but contents are, true. Like contents are the same with our system, our order, and the order is the same as well. So in the production documents, you are using some time management charts. You are basically having a task database. So task database is something that covers what is everyone's job. This is not a good description, but I will show you an example and you will see what I mean. And of course, you will need to have a budget spreadsheet and technical specifications, like I said, should could be on the low-level design documents, and frequently asked questions database can also be here. But I mean, I never see something like this before, so I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But the purpose of this part is communicating with the management part, and implementing the design document on time and within budgets is this part's aim. Whatever, let's I mean, what I want to focus is the points, those points for a successful design document. So like we have previously discussed, in our game we need to keep the essence of our game in our minds. What will be the feeling we are trying to create? What will be the experience we are trying to create? This is the main questions. So because of that, you should describe the soul, describe the feelings, I mean, if let's read the example. If game development was just an automated input-output issue, writing codes and predicting it is hard. I mean, development is done by people, by creative people who have their own perceptions, and you, like as an example, you provide specs to the artist and discuss with them what to do. You then visit the programmers and go over their specs. Both groups not to everything you say, but programmer can start to think, wow, what a geek programmer for the rest of my life. Is that what I want? I can design the game just like anyone else. They can think like that. And then they basically reflect their own ideas to the product. And while he's doing that, the same time, the artist is having a dream, and they are basically trying to use their inspiration to develop the game with arts. So and these two inspirations can come from different fields, and because of that, the end result could be something that are not going well together. So the solution is, in our design documents, we won't get satisfied with a detailed description of every article and nuance. We will take time to describe the feel that the game should have, the purpose behind each element, the experience each user will have, and any other aspects of the game's soul you can envision and describe. Okay. This is, I mean, if you have a specific game mechanic, like jumping, for instance, you can tell your developer to create a jumping mechanic, right? Your character will be able to jump. This is easy. But the hard thing is describing the feel that you will sense when you are making your characters jump. And if you have a platformer, let's say, this is really important, because this is affecting the essence and experience directly. So because of that, you need to talk about the feel of the jump mechanic. Let's say your character is I don't know, flexible balloon, let's say, and because of that, he is like your character is jumping higher than a human can jump, and when he falls back, then there's a little animation that shows the flexiness of this balloon. This is one way of saying that. So like after you delivered the field, delivered the essence to the programmer, of course you will see the end result. You will see the prototype first and improve on the jump height. You can redesign the jump height, etc. The second point is making it readable. So you need to have plenty of white space. As you can see in this article, for instance, reading is not this easy because it has only one color. Okay, the good part is it has some space, but it doesn't have any pictures. It has some bold headers. I mean, lines are arguably short, paragraphs are arguably short, and it's using a hierarchical 2D format. I also argue with that. I don't think a game design document necessarily is 2D linear format. I think there are many problems with this. But still, these are some tips for making it readable. Let's see what I have done. I mean, isn't this pretty? First of all, like you start with how can I say, striking picture that invokes some attention and also curiosity. This is your goal. You are giving people some ways to communicate to you, and the important thing is the name of the game. So or like name of the document. So it's right here on top and with a clear font. And after that, like each title is defined perfectly. Its font is a little higher, and there are bold sentences. And if I'm using my game name, then I'm choosing this red color to communicate that I am defining my game there. Yeah, and in the exit strategy part, I am also telling the reader to see the blue colors as nice to have features. And as an example, I'm coloring this part of the text blue. So they will see which tone of the blue I'm using for the rest of the document. So these parts in blue may be left undone. I mean, this, yeah, maybe I could use some pictures too here, but still it has nice paragraphs. This is the longest paragraph, but it's not a big deal. And I mean, I could also use some bold stuff, like bold fonts. I could also color these out with red, but the difference between the executive summary and the design document is executive summary is for managers. So it should be like it should be the nirvana of invoking curiosity, okay? And this is why your first page is probably the most important page. And this is the first page of our design document, so it's again really important, but I would say not as much as the executive summary part. And after that, I am using concept arts like frequently, and I am giving examples from different games. This is a sample from Hearthstone game, another game, and I'm telling I'm communicating what I'm having in my mind to the developer, okay, basically. So this is what I have in mind, or if this is not reflecting the exact thing that I have in mind, I can also talk about the different points, I can also wrote down the different paths that I'm taking in the documents by text, but these are good reference points. And I'm also let's get this out of the way. I'm also communicating everything on the screen. So I'm saying that I need something like this, and to everyone to remember it later, I'm also naming everything. So I have said that opponent's life will be here, opponent's nickname will be here, etc., etc. And to avoid confusion, I actually painted out some of the parts in the screen. In this game, a card can have more than one ability, more than one button. But in my design, this is not the case. Every card will have one ability only, and this is why I painted these abilities green. Okay, sorry, gray. Any questions so far? And as you can see, I wrote those two features as nice to have features, so they can be removed from the game if need to. Okay, and I'm also stating some links there, some tables for everyone can understand clearly. And in these pages, there's a great balance between, the text and the pictures. So every developer team will be different. They will learn from different aspects. So when you're writing your documents, the best approach is to know how your developer is best to communicate with. So if your developer is a visual learner, then you should provide more pictures, photographs, concept art maybe. And if your developer is more of a learner by reading, then you can use more like text. But at the end of the day, every company has some style on game design documents, so you should also keep that in mind. Okay, that's enough for the readability part. And now we will talk about prioritizing. We have talked about this in my document, but still there are two more things this guy talks about. So indispensable is the features that cannot be removed from the game. You won't have a platformer if your character is not moving, right? So this is a must feature. And importance is, in most cases it won't be removed, but it's really important from the game. Basically, it's self-explanatory. If possible, is nice to have. These can be implemented later, but still, it's good to state them at the first in the first design, so your development architecture will be flexible to implement this feature later. So this is important. This is why it's important to state that. And rejected are the features that are not going to be in your game. And why is those rejected fields in your document, you may ask? Two reasons. First of all, most design documents are living creatures. So you are first writing and then you are deleting. And it's not always like your design documents are not always in Word or PDF format. So actually, if it's not in PDF or Word, it's better, by the way, from my perspective, because like I said, they should be living creatures and they should teach us the process of design as well. So we will see the examples of that, but you are not deleting the text, but you are, crossing out the text basically. So your like if you, the reader can determine why it got rejected as well. And what else? Let me. Any questions so far? I'm basically using this as an excuse to drink some coffee. Okay. Yeah. Getting into the details. We have talked about this, but you will see good examples of that. So let's not waste time here. And okay, you need to demonstrate some things if possible. You need to try out your best, because if the designer does not try out his best to demonstrate what he needs, then some development time will be wasted, and okay, you will have a product, but your product won't be that's similar to what you have in mind. Or let me give you an example from my project. By the way, let me ask you, okay, no, let me show you the project first, then I will ask how much time did it take me. I will send you a new link, by the way, without a break. But this is the project that's this is the feature that I have added to the game. So when you click play, there are two cards in your game, so you can drag and drop it to your deck. This place on top is called your deck, and you can add, you can change place here, you can take it down here, and you can also scroll. So if you have more than 9 cards in your backpack, you can see here via scrolling. So, and you can take it, scroll like this, and put it here as well. So like how much time do you think it took me to make this? Just give me a rough estimate.
A week, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, it took me around 2.5 weeks. So it's the problem. I mean, after a week, I was able to do this. If the card is small, I could, after like around a week and a half, let's say, I could, change this. But the big cards,